Hello and welcome to the Inspiring Life School podcast. This is your host, Frances Vidakovic, and on this podcast, I'll be sharing with you the most valuable strategies to live your one wildly beautiful and most precious life. Because this is it, my friend. In case you haven't guessed, when it comes to life, there's no rewind or pause button that exists. They say that the way that you spend your days is the way that you spend your life. So my one and only goal here is to help you stop wasting your time, stop holding yourself back in life, stop experiencing non-stop negative mind chatter, stop just dreaming without doing, and start living life fearlessly instead, with more purpose, focus, and intention. I sincerely want you to live life in a way that when you come to the end of it, you know deep down in your heart that you 100% gave it your all, flaws and all. This podcast is not about doing life perfectly. Instead, it is about experiencing and living life with more clarity and courage and truly appreciating this precious adventure that we are so blessed to be on. So if you're with me here today, it's time to stop spinning in circles, get off the hamster wheel for good, put your hands back on the steering wheel of your life, and finally start living life in a way that you won't later regret. With that being said, let's dive on in. Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Inspiring Life School podcast. I'm your host, Frances Vidakovic, and this bonus episode, in addition to the 7 that follow, will be a special behind-the-scenes look at some important foundational lessons that I created for an old coaching program of mine. So I recently found these sitting in my business vault, and I thought, oh my gosh, I absolutely should share these. Even though they're a little old, I'm pretty sure they're around 2 years old, I'm still 100% aligned with everything that I teach in these older videos. So these bonus episodes, I want you to consider them to be a belated Christmas gift from me to you. These lessons, which were previously only available to private students of mine, are what I consider to be essential knowledge that you 100% need to embrace if you want to achieve amazing results in your life. So embracing these lessons are definitely going to help you feel calmer, more focused, and more intentional in your life. Now, I should note, I've definitely grown a lot as a teacher and a speaker since I first recorded these videos, thank gosh. But trust me, these episodes are still worth a listen, as the content still to this day forms a core foundation upon which everything that I teach inside the Inspiring Life School, all my courses, all my programs, you need to know this stuff. You absolutely do. So these episodes will all be short and sweet, but my gosh, they really do have the power to totally transform your life, especially if you don't just listen, but you go ahead and implement the teachings in your own life. So with that being said, sit back and please enjoy my little surprise gift for you. Hello, my friends. Okay, foundational lesson number 7, and this is going to be a gift to you if you are someone who gets so crazy with excitement when you discover that you have a project and you want to go in 150%. Now, I actually applaud you if you are someone who is motivated to go all the time. But I'm going to give you a little bit of advice and something just to take on board while you're going through this journey. Sometimes less is actually more, and there's actually nothing wrong with sometimes taking a break when you need it. But most importantly, you need to give yourself permission to have a break. So the reason I'm even recording this video is that I know when I first started my own business, I wanted to do 150% all the time, okay? And then the luxury of having a break was something that I didn't grant myself nearly often enough, which is probably why I got burnt out at some points really quickly. And I feel like I could have avoided it if I understood that sometimes it is healthy. Remember, we spoke about self-care, just to give yourself a break, to allow your mind to refuel, and to actually work out how can you be doing things a little bit differently if you feel like you're getting burnt out or overwhelmed. Can you be working smarter rather than just harder? Now, I have discovered through experience that sometimes I've spent a lot of time doing things, okay, so being busy but not being productive. And so obviously as part of this journey, I want you to learn to be productive rather than just busy. And it's about focusing on the things that really require your most urgent attention, but that they're also important, okay? So it's not about focusing, it goes back to Stephen Covey's that triad, which is focusing on what's important and sometimes not urgent, and important and urgent, as opposed to the non-important things that might be pressing at the moment and is giving you that pressure. You got to follow through on that. You need to understand that saying that they say sometimes less is more is definitely going to be true for you if you want to achieve success, okay? So how is less more? Sometimes spending less time on social media, less time with toxic friends, less time focused on tasks that actually aren't getting you any results, less stress, less overwhelm, less pressure on yourself, those aren't doing you any favors. Sometimes more rest, more calm, more intentional living, more good health, those are the things that are going to take care of you. So the reason that I wanted to end with this lesson is that I don't want you to feel like you need to be on the ball every single moment of the time. So you need to take care of yourself on this journey. And sometimes it requires you to let go of some things and instead focusing on the things that are the most important to you, which is obviously going to require that you take some thought, like actually think about, what does that mean when I share that with you? What are some things, okay, and they might actually be negative habits, there might be people that you need to let go of, there might be routines or maybe some commitments. What are the things that you need to let go of and that are going to free up more time in your schedule and in your life to focus on the things that you truly love and truly want to do? And what do you need to do more of? Okay, so they might be habits, they might be actions and tasks and people who are inspiring that you need to spend more time with because they lift you up. Just take the time to think about those things. I wanted to give you permission, not that I need to give you permission, okay, it's all up to you, but understanding that sometimes it's going to be important you to take a break, take a deep breath. I really believe that sometimes there are things that we all could do with letting go of. They're often negative habits, but you need to identify it. And you can't actually change anything that you don't acknowledge. And that's why I'm asking you that question. What do you need to let go of and what do you need to embrace? What do you need to do more of? Take some time to journal this, which is what we're going to be talking about at some point, I'm sure, which is the importance of journaling, writing things down, get the thoughts out of your head onto paper. Take the time to actually answer the questions that I'm asking you, because you might just discover that there are really some gems in there. And often I feel like we actually know a lot of the answers ourselves if we take the time to listen, okay? It's about listening to yourself. Not always asking what other people think, what do they think you should do? They weren't born with the gift and the talents that you have. They maybe weren't even born with that desire to succeed, and they don't need to have that for you. You need to have it for yourself. So just a lot of introspection, a lot of thinking, and just taking the time to consider what works best for you and what's going to serve you on this journey. And that just letting you know that you might need to let go of some things. You need to sometimes give yourself permission to have a break. And there is nothing wrong with taking that break because it's what your body needs. So just trust your body, trust your gut. And I can't wait to begin this journey with you. I am absolutely so excited. So take care, and I'm going to catch you in within the group. See you then. Thank you so much for listening to the Inspiring Life School podcast. I really appreciate you allowing me to be a part of your life. If you'd love to stay in touch, please know that you can always find me on Instagram at Vidakovic, or you can visit my website, inspiringmumlife.com, where you can sign up and receive so many amazing freebies that I've created just for you to help you implement all my teachings into practice. There you'll also find all my online courses, resources and programs that I've created to help you up-level your life in seriously the simplest way possible, so that you can ultimately create for yourself a life that feels simpler, lighter, and allows you to show up in a way that you love as your best and most authentic version of yourself. Now remember, this podcast is all about not just dreaming but also doing, because to create true sustainable change in your life, you need to be willing to do things differently. And that's what I'm here to support you to do every single step along the way, so that you too can begin to live your one wild and precious life with less stress, less overwhelm, less drama, and instead with zero regrets. Finally, if this podcast resonates with you at all and you appreciate the content, I would absolutely love for you to show your support by leaving me a review on Apple Podcasts. I'm on a mission to help more people wake up to the preciousness of life and to help them live their days with more intention and purpose, and your review will help make this goal of mine possible. Well, once again, thank you so much. I have loved spending this time with you, and I look forward to connecting with you again. I am Vidakovic, and you have been listening to the Inspiring Life School podcast.